Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2017 Wacker Neuson ST31 skid steer that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, talk about anything that I know, and then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces, let you hear the engine, show you the pins up front, drive it around, lift the loader, dump the bucket, show you the hydraulics are strong, show you it turns strong to both directions. As always, if you are in the market for a used skid steer, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 2017 Wacker Neuson ST31 OROPS 2-speed. It is sticks and pedals controls, has auto bucket leveling, ride control, float, 8,095 pound operating weight, 3,100 pound lift capacity at 50%, and it has only 1,051 hours. So like I said, here in a little bit, we'll fire it up. We'll show you these front pins up here. There's just a little bit of play, nothing I wouldn't expect for 1,000 hours. It's pretty tight, but there's a little bit of play, more so between, say, the coupler and this bucket. My guess is maybe the bucket is actually a little older than the machine because it shows a little bit more wear maybe, but the pins themselves are fairly tight, but you'll see there's a little bit of play. It's more where that coupler and bucket come together. As I get up close to it here, you'll see just your typical paint flaking off, paint chips, scuff scratches, especially around the outer edges. Again, here some scuffs and scratches there, some scuffs here in this paint. Coming up the loader arm though, a couple little spots there. I know it's kind of hard with my shadow the way the sun is right now. Otherwise, no huge dents or dings. Again, just some scuffs and some small paint chips here. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Looking at the tracks on this side, I'm gonna say we are probably 35% tread depth. I think I'm being very fair there. 30 to 35, I think I'm being very fair. There's definitely life left here in these tracks. Just you see some small little chips starting to happen into your tread bars. Nothing out of the ordinary on a used set of tracks. And then coming down here, looking at the sprockets, as you can see there, a lot of life left there in those sprockets. And taking a little step back, looking at the side rail here, this undercarriage, you can see still has a lot of that original light gray paint there. And then in here on the side of the frame, just your typical, there's some rock chips, scuffs and scratches in there. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Same thing back here. Coming back here, looking at this back corner, fairly straight there. I don't see any huge dents or dings, just your typical, there's some scuffs and scratches here. Again, it is a used 8-year-old used skid steer, so it's not new. But the yellow paint's still fairly bright. Coming around to the back, looking at this back door here, pretty good there. No huge dents or dings. Couple scuffs and scratches, some paint chipped off back there. Nothing out of the ordinary. Down here at the bottom, everything looks good here. Down here, everything looks good there. Up top here, everything looks fine there. This accordion mesh, everything looks really good. This paint up here is pretty darn good. Coming around to this rear corner here, again, nothing out of the ordinary, no huge dents or dings. There are some scuffs and scratches here, as you can see. Everything looks good there. Taking a look at this track on this side, there are two bigger gouges on like consecutive tread bars here. Otherwise, everything looks pretty well the same as the other track. Same tread depth. Again, just some small chips and stuff here in some of these tread bars. This side has maybe a few more chips in the tread bars than the other side had. Down here, looking at the sprockets. Sprockets are good. Plenty of life left here. They look the same as the other side. And taking a step back here, looking at the side of the undercarriage frame here, again, still retains quite a bit of that original light gray paint. Up here in the side of the frame, again, just some rock chips, scuffs and scratches there. Down here where those two chips are up here, those cuts crossways. They don't come down past halfway or anything there, but they are kind of deeper on these two tread bars here. Looking at the loader arm on this side, again, nothing that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. No huge dents or dings. There you can see fairly reflective yellow paint still. Typical rock chips. There's some scuffing here. Nothing out of the ordinary for an 8-year-old skid steer. Some paint down here flaking, and that front face started just around the edges and it's just peeling back. Very common on these newer machines. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere back here on the back of the skid steer mount plate. One function that I didn't talk about, it does have a hydraulic quick coupler, as you can see there. Coming up here, taking a look at this bucket. This is the bucket that came with it. Like I said, the bucket shows a little more wear than the rest of the machine. It's got a pretty decent dent right there. A little bit of cement splatter in that back. Cutting edge is still good, but there are some, if you can see, I don't know how well you guys can see, but there's a couple little small humps there in the bottom of that bucket. Kind of dented up a couple spots there. Come around back. Let's see what we can see back here. These are a 74 horse Kohler diesel engine. Try to go slow here. As you can see, a little bit of dust in here, a little bit of dirt, but it is nice and dry. Now, I say it with every used machine. I'm sure if you go over it with a fine-tooth comb, there's going to be a seep or something somewhere, but everything looks pretty darn dry here. Again, like I said, there is some dust in here, a little bit of dirt down below the engine. Everything's nice and clean in here, nice and dry. I can't, sorry, I bumped the microphone there. I can't really get in too close here to show the sides with this microphone the way it is and this camera setup. There you can see the side of the block over here. Again, a little bit of dust and dirt, but no oil or diesel or antifreeze running anywhere here that I can see. And like I said, down there in the bottom, everything looks nice and dry. Trying to go nice and slow so you can see everything here. Inside of that back door, everything looks good there. Take a look at the operator station here. Up top here is nice and straight. A little bit of paint chipped off right up here, but no huge dents or dings. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Same thing back here. Everything looks nice and square there. Coming around to this side, everything looks normal here. Up here in the front, again, just your typical, there's a scuffs and scratches. There's some paint chipped off up here. There's a little bit of cement splatter here on these front face plates. Down here, again, that paint is chipped off. Step looks good. A little bit of cement splatter here. Taking a good look in here, looking at that seat. That bottom cushion of the seat looks good. I don't see any cuts or tears there. Same thing with that backrest. Down here, the floorboard looks good. It is sticks and pedals controls. Looking at the stick on this side, all the buttons seem good. Trigger button's good. Actually, that's your horn. It's kind of a weak horn. I don't know if you guys can hear it there, but it does work. Over here on this side, toggles work. Your buttons here work. This one engages your ride control. This one, if you press and hold and hit your left pedal for your loader functions, that engages your float, and that does work. I don't know if this will show us here without me having the seatbelt on. It will not. 1,051 hours. Let me just put my seatbelt on so we can see that. There you go, 1,051 hours. Now I gotta try and get that undone. There we go, with one hand. Over here it does have, like I said, auto bucket leveling. That works. Hydraulic coupler. Everything else looks good. Up here where these cylinders come up, everything looks good there. Nothing seems like it's been cracked or welded or plated here. Same thing on this side. Everything looks good there. Back side of that skid steer mount plate, again, I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere down there. All right, like I said, this one's a 2017 Wacker Neuson ST31 Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.